Hey, Dragon Slayers. Right now, it's been about 2.5 hours since my last meal. The blood sugar is 97. So, today's video is all about how to do a 72-hour fast. If you've been following me so far, congratulations, guys. Give yourself a huge round of applause because a 72-hour fast is really tough. And if you've gotten here, you've probably followed a lot of the tips that I have suggested or tips that other people have suggested to get you here. And it's no easy feat. I mean, it took me probably 6+ months before I could do a 72-hour fast with little to no difficulty. So I'm going to walk you through my process. In the description below, I put a link to my series on fasting. And so that's going to take you through all the types of fasts up to this point. And it's going to help you get here, right? And so I'm going to give you some additional tips on what to do after the 48-hour fast. And any of these tips you can use for any stage of fasting, period. So the thing that I like about the 72-hour fast is that if you're concerned about not losing muscle, this is kind of the optimal fasting length. So from the research that I've done, they say that generally there's little to no muscle loss on fast of less than 3 days. So if you're trying to focus on gaining muscle and you're afraid of losing muscle when fasting, 3 days is the perfect length to stop at. This is where most people reach optimum health benefits with minimum downsides. So the number one tip that I can give you for fasting, and this doesn't just apply to extended fasting, it applies to all fasting in general, is lick salt. I know that sounds really weird, and I was super weirded out and disgusted by it at first myself. But man, let me tell you, when you're hungry and you want to use a high quality salt, you don't want to just use table salt. So you want to use something like real salt. It's a product, you can look it up, or pink salt, like Himalayan pink salt, because you want something that has more like not really vitamins, but like micronutrients and minerals in it than just sodium, right? Na. So this to me has been the biggest help in fasting, period. Whenever I'm hungry, I drink some water, usually at least 8 to 16 ounces, and I lick a little salt. It does not take a whole lot. I mean, we're talking like maybe a 16th of a teaspoon, right? Just like 10 to 12 little granules, and it makes a huge difference in your satiety signaling to your body. Number two tip is stay hydrated. So I find that, to a point, you don't want to be waterlogged, but the more liquids that you drink, specifically water or black coffee or unsweet tea, it helps so much in fasting. So usually I struggle with drinking water on fast because water, I don't find it as appetizing. So I love to drink like non caffeinated teas. Caffeine is not bad. It's just some people have stronger sensitivities than others. And usually the fasting is most difficult for me at night. So that's why I choose to do non caffeinated teas, sometimes herbal teas, anything that has a strong flavor that is just not just plain water. Also, tip number three is to stay busy. I find that the busier I am, the easier it is to fast. You don't want to be stressed because the more stressed I am, the harder it is to fast. But if you stay busy, so for me, that can be reading a book or doing research or playing a video game or just anything that keeps you busy. My final tip is going to be to avoid being around food. As obvious as this may seem, it's crucial if you want to get through a 72-hour fast with minimal distress. Is just avoid food like the plague. Don't smell it, don't look at it, don't look up food videos, avoid talking about it, thinking about it, interacting with it in every single way. A 3 day fast is best done in complete isolation if possible. So if you're single, you live alone, Like, just spend a weekend, fast Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Don't hang out with friends, don't talk to anyone. That's going to be the easiest way to get through it, because fasting is so much more difficult when you're around other people who are also not fasting. So, in the description below, I link a ton of benefits that you get from a 72-hour fast, along with an article that breaks them down. I'll go over them quickly, but autophagy, lowering blood glucose, lowering cholesterol, DNA repair, heart health, immune system functional improvements, insulin sensitivity improvements, longevity, and weight loss. So check it out in the description below. That's what I've got for you guys today. And remember that together, you and I will slay the dreaded diabetes dragon.